Too many of us make the mistake of throwing people at our problems. We see that something important isn't getting done in the practice, and our immediate reaction is we need to hire someone to do it. Maybe you lost an employee and you're having difficulty filling that position. Or the practice is growing and patients aren't being seen on time, we need to hire another assistant. Or the marketing isn't getting done, we need to hire a part-time marketing person. The problem is, if we keep throwing people at problems, staff costs get out of control. And all too often, hiring another person doesn't solve the problem. But focusing on the number of people ignores the other side of the equation. By that I mean having adequate staff is not just a question of numbers. It's also a question of their productivity. And productivity is based mainly on how the practice is organized, how all the procedures are executed. So to be more productive, we need to think about our practice differently, not in terms of some organizational chart where we plug in another staff position to solve a problem, but instead understanding that the practice has certain critical functions like scheduling, accounting, collections, and so on. And we need to think first about how we can reorganize those necessary functions so everything gets done. Now, I'm not saying there are times when we're understaffed, but if hiring another person is difficult right now, or it takes us out of the acceptable range for staff costs, there are 3 strategies to operate more efficiently in the meantime, even when we feel we're short of staff. They are, number 1, organize the person. This is where we help someone get better organized so they can do their work more efficiently. Number 2 is systematize the process, where we create a specific plan to streamline a procedure, especially when it involves more than one person. And number 3 is redistribute the responsibilities, where we shift some critical duties from one person to another to increase the staff's overall productivity. So when things aren't going well in some area, the better way to look at it is this. We often don't need a sterilization person. We may need to better organize how we do sterilization. And we don't necessarily need an insurance person. We may need a better system for filing insurance. And we don't always need a new marketing person. We may need to redistribute our marketing responsibilities. These are the 3 best strategies to make your present staff more productive so that all the important things get done and staff overhead remains low. So whether you feel you're short-staffed, you're missing a person, or you're growing, when something isn't getting done the way you'd like, you should view your practice as a collection of essential functions, not as a number of fixed staff positions. Then if you get in a bind, think first about organizing, systematizing, or redistributing the work, and not make the mistake of throwing people at your problems by hiring someone else in an attempt to solve the problem. If you'd like to hear more about how to increase staff productivity, watch this next video right here, where I talk about the first strategy, how to organize their work.